Hello, my name is Suvranu. I'm the head of the Department of Mechanical, Aerospace, and Nuclear Engineering. I also serve as director of the Center for Modeling, Simulation, and Imaging in Medicine, also known as CeMSIM. I co-direct this center with Professor Xavier Intes from the Department of Biomedical Engineering. Let me start by congratulating all of you on your success. You made it. You've been admitted to Rensselaer, the ticket to a life of success. We're delighted to have you, and I look forward to you joining in the fall. I want to take a moment to talk to you about the exciting research that we do at CeMSIM. We are a multidisciplinary center. We work with about 20 faculty members from 4 different schools on campus: engineering, science, humanities and social sciences, and architecture. We work on fundamental problems in healthcare and patient safety. The 4 major areas of research at CeMSIM are virtual surgery, non-invasive neuroimaging and neuromodulation, computational imaging, tissue manufacturing, characterization, and diagnosis. We work on exciting clinical problems where we routinely work with surgeons, neuroscientists, and psychologists. We collaborate extensively with a large number of medical schools. In the US, we work with schools like Harvard, Mount Sinai, University of Washington, University of Texas, University at Buffalo, and Indiana University. Outside of the United States, our researchers have the opportunity to work with universities in Australia and France. Today, I'll briefly introduce you to the field of virtual surgery. Did you know that medical errors are the 3rd largest cause of death in this country, right after heart disease and cancer? A large number of these preventable adverse events are due to surgery. Surgeons learn their skills and plan their procedures working on human patients. In this digital age, we ask the question, can all of this be done on the computer? Well, you might have played around with a flight simulator as a kid. I know my son enjoys playing video games a lot. Are you interested in VR headsets? Wouldn't it be cool to learn surgery in a VR environment? We could interact with virtual patients and use haptic and other interface devices to perform procedures and see the outcomes. Researchers in our center are doing just that. We perform experiments on soft tissues to develop our models. We also develop computational algorithms for real-time interactions. Our students design and build new haptic interface devices, large ground-based devices, as well as sleek glove-based devices to interact with the computer simulations. Now, how do we know surgeons are learning what they're supposed to learn in the VR environment? We're using advanced AI technology to gather that information by analyzing videos of surgeries. We are not stopping at that. Using the power of machine learning and non-invasive brain imaging, we can now peer into the human brain and predict whether one has reached a certain level of surgical expertise or not. We can also stimulate the human brain to learn faster. If this sounds fascinating, I invite you to come by our lab. With many undergraduate researchers who work with us in our research every semester, they get to work on exciting clinical problems with engineers and clinicians. Let me tell you about a recent graduate from our center. Louis was a student in our chemical engineering department who wanted to work with us. He learned how to work with sensors in our lab. He went to Harvard to measure forces and torques in rigid bronchoscopy, a life-saving technique that is used for late-stage cancer patients. This is the first time such measurements were done on live human patients. He wrote up a journal paper which got accepted last month for publication. All this while, he was applying to medical schools. He got admitted to all the schools he applied to, including Harvard Med. Louis is not an exception. Many of our undergraduate students write conference and journal papers with us. Some go to industry, some go to grad schools, and some go to medical schools. I hope that you decide to join Rensselaer. I'd love to hear from you and your interest. If you have questions, just send me a note at des@rpi.edu. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you so much for listening.